Hi everyone, it's Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute dinosaur card. And then I use some foam so that when you open up the card, it will sit right here, and so then you'll have this triangle look on the very front of it. No die cuts were used on this, it's just standard cutting. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to need is a sheet of paper for the base of the card. And this is going to be 10 inches by 7 inches. So the first thing we need is a piece of cardstock that is cut 10 by 7. Now this is just your standard cardstock, and it is an off-white color. Now we need two pieces that are cut at 2 1/4 by 6 3/4. But right now I need two of them, so I'm just going to cut both pieces at 2 1/4. Now we're going to turn these, and we're going to cut these at 6 3/4. And these will be for the matte layer on the front of the card. Now we need a piece that is cut at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and this will be for the inside of the card. We also need a piece that is cut 2 inches by 6 1/2, and this will be for the layer that goes on the side of the card. Now we're going to bring in some additional paper. First, so I'm just going to lay these out and show you where these go. So you have the inside of the card, and then you'll have our front two layers. This piece will be for the layer, but we're going to put it on the top in a minute. So we're going to grab some contrasting paper, and we are going to cut this. We're going to start cutting two pieces again. These are going to be at 6 1/2. And then by 2 inches. And that one will be on this layer. And this one will be for this layer. And now we need a piece that is 6 3/4 by 2 1/4, because I'm going to alternate the layer on this one. So this one will actually fit underneath this piece, and this will be the ones that have the foam tape on it to raise it up. Now for the front mechanism, we just need one piece of paper. So I'm just going to grab some scrap paper. It doesn't really matter what color it is. So we're going to cut this at 1 inch wide. And then we're going to cut each one at 2 inches long. We'll just set those aside for a minute. Okay, so, and then we're going to need one additional piece, and this is for the front of the card, and this is going to be 4 1/2 by 4 3/4. And this will be the very front of the card. Okay, so we don't need our trimmer anymore, so we're going to pull out our scoreboard. We don't have much scoring to do, we only have a little bit, so we're going to score the base of the card first. We're going to face it on the 10-inch side, and we are going to score this at 5 inches and 2 1/2. And we are going to take the two little pieces that we had just cut, and we're just going to score those right in the middle. So we're going to score those at 1 inch each. Then fold them in half. There's no need to crease them. Okay, we're going to move the scoreboard. Now we're going to fold this first piece. So I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to use my bone folder to crease it out. Then we're going to fold that other score mark that we made. Just fold that in half. It should line up with the center of the card. Crease it out. And then as you open the card, you should get like a triangle shape. on top of your card. So now I'm going to turn my card. I'm going to lay my ruler on that score line, and I'm going to mark the middle of the card on the 7-inch side. I'm just going to put a little mark so I know where the halfway point is. And for the 2 tabs that we cut, we're going to mark those also in the middle, but do it on the fold. Just put a little mark on there, and you're going to line that up, and you're going to glue this down. This will be for your flaps on the front. We're doing this before we put our layers down so that we don't see part of the mechanism. Make sure when you glue it down, it's on the one side of the fold, on the left side. Going to crease it out a little bit, and then I'm going to glue the second one right next to it. Now I am going to mark it, but I can just line it up. You don't have to mark it. You can just make sure it's even with the other one in front of it. And glue that down. And then for the next part, I'm going to do the layers, but I'm going to fast forward and glue the layers on. So this is what you're going to see. So you have those 2 little flaps that'll help to bring depth to the card. And that will just sit like that when we get that far. We're not going to glue this yet. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward this because we're going to glue down the layers. For the top piece that I cut, I'm lining this up, trying to get it as center as possible. I've not glued it down yet, but I'm going to lift the one side. I'm going to put glue on that top flap only. I'm going to push it down. I'm going to hold that down. I'm going to lift the other side, and I'm going to apply glue to that second flap. And then push that down. And as you can see, this way the piece will move kind of freely. For this next part, I'm just gluing the inside of the card down, and then I'm going to assemble the layer and the mat for the mechanism part that's raised up. This will have foam strips on the back of it. You can use foam dots. I just used a foam strip, and I'm going to double layer it because I want it to have a little bit of extra height. The reason for this is when the card opens up and you want it to stand, that triangle piece will rest against the card and have a lip to hang on to. So this will just sit right inside there. And then the lip will stop the card, will keep the card open or at the angle that you want it to be. So we're going to remove the backing off of the foam tape. And again, I'm going to line it up with the edge and then just secure it down. And that's what you should have. Now for the front of the card, I have this cute dinosaur that I'm going to adhere to this piece of paper that we had already applied. And this is on a piece of cardstock, so it's a little heavier weight. I'm just going to glue him down. I don't want any more dimension on this card. Oops, upside down. So I'm just going to try. just push him down just to make sure he's secure. And when you open him, as you can see, the flap will stop him and keep him open. So I have these letters that I pre-cut. They spell out roar. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue them down. I just want to make sure they're lined up evenly when the card is open. Well, I hope you had as much fun making this card as I did today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, click the subscribe button. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.